All right, welcome everybody. Let's begin. What we want to do here today is just kind of draw with as little filter between us and the paper as possible. All right? We want all of us and what we feel to go onto the paper. It's a good exercise, I think, for everybody. That's something I drew right now. That's a lot of me on the paper. Scribbles are good. You're good. You're good at doing this. Okay? You're really good. Aren't you? I'm okay. Sometimes you're okay, sometimes you're not. But you're okay at feeling things. Sometimes. Sometimes you're not. It's okay. I'm gonna tell you right now, throughout this whole thing, I'm gonna be saying it's okay a lot. And it is okay. You can take this time to pause the video if you want to get a piece of pad and a pen of paper and draw along with me if you want. Or you can just sit here, lie there. Maybe you're driving or walking. It doesn't matter. Remember to breathe. This isn't some weird spiritual or yoga or Zen mumbo jumbo. It's just you, the pen, the paper, you're breathing, you're scratching your ear, you're making lines. Good. Doing great. Draw how you feel. You can feel a lot of things at once. Sometimes you feel nothing at all. Right? That's fine. Sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes it's a lot more. Sometimes it's a lot of this. Sometimes a lot of this happens and I'm driving. Like I said, I'm driving and I end up hitting the steering wheel and yelling. Okay? Some of you think I might not ever yell, but I do. I hit the steering wheel and I yell. It's pretty much the only time I ever yell, and it happens, okay? It's fine. It's okay. And sometimes, when everything's fine, a lot of this happens when I'm drawing and the fan is on, the breeze is just right. I've got the right amount of clothing on, a nice hoodie. I'm listening to some good music. And you've got yourself just in the right little spot. And and everything feels fine. And it's good to take a moment to realize that you actually feel okay for once. Sometimes we get caught up in all the bad times and the times we feel bad. It's good to take a second to realize that we do feel good every now and then. A lot of the time, actually, I think. The bad times tend to linger in our minds a little bit more. Which is natural, maybe. I'm no psychologist or psychotherapist or whatever the heck. Next. Don't dwell. Move on. Here's a box. Some things are inside the box. Some things are part way in, part way out. Some other things are inside the box. Some things are way outside the box. Over here. And that's, sometimes those are the ones that leave lasting problems. Makes your heart beat a little bit more. And then you start going like this again. Late at night. You can't sleep. Wondering why you did that. And it's okay. Everything's okay. Just breathe, and you move on to the next one. Some things carry over from the last time. You just work with it. A lot of other people aren't worrying about the things you think they are. You think they're worrying about the thing that you did that was weird. They're not. They're worrying about the thing they did that was weird. They look like this on the outside, right? This is how you want to look on the outside. Calm, cool, collected. And everyone else looks like this. But reality, they look like this on the inside. Their brain's going like this, just like you. I don't think anybody in the world has all of it together. Not that I know of. Maybe those are the people writing all those self-help books. Not very honest. They say they've got it all together. Just gotta keep moving forwards and backwards. I don't think there's anything completely that moves in a straight linear line. We're all just swirling about. You don't have to have everything all figured out before you start. I don't know what the next line is going to be. Maybe it's over here. Maybe it's over here. Just draw. You can draw. Drawing without thinking, I think, is a good thing to do. Sometimes things start small and gradually build up. Sometimes these are bad things. Sometimes they're good things. Sometimes it's not really good or bad. It's just a thing. And maybe you don't know if it's good or bad or how it's going to end up. Sometimes it doesn't really turn out to be anything. That's okay. I like breathing. It's good. Probably one of my favorite things to do after breathing, besides breathing, my number 2 favorite thing to do is drinking water. I know it's not really relevant here, but the simple things, Also, I like putting boxes behind things. A little frame. Not everything fits in a frame. It's okay. A little bit over here, a little bit over here. Where is it going? Where's my mind? Where are my feelings? Where's my soul? Nobody knows. It's good. It felt really good. I'm trying to do this in a quiet place, but you don't even have to do it in a quiet place. You can just sit in a crowded bus stop, on a bus, in class. Just sit there and scribble away in a margin or in a notebook, on your hand, anywhere. Just scribble. Don't think too much. Just feel. I know this sounds a lot like someone trying to train, like Luke how to use the Force or something. It's kind of like that. I'm not teaching you how to be a great artist. I'm just trying to teach you how to, I don't even know. I'm not trying to teach you anything. I take it all back. All I know is this really makes me feel better sometimes. Good to follow the same lines over again. Getting a little routine. You know where you're going. Nothing unexpected. You know what's going to happen here. You're going to go down here. And then up here. And then back down. Sometimes you go back over this when you need to. But mostly just keep doing this. And there's a little bit of comfort in the familiarity, isn't there? Yeah, there is. At least that's how I like it. Used to be when I was a kid, when I was growing up, that I used to say, one of my favorite things is change. I just categorically said that. I like change. I don't know, maybe I just liked excitement. I don't like it so much anymore. I don't know why I said that. Who knows? Sometimes we have to make little changes to our routines just to get by, and it can be a little bit frustrating, but we make do, even if it exhausts us a little bit. We end up being okay. There's different things. Just anything, any old thing. There's things out there. Some of them are connected in different ways, right? And some of them are not connected at all. Once again, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I could be talking about nothing. I could be talking about everything. Can you hear that? If you overthink things, you might not enjoy them as much. Of course, you don't want to rush into things either. There's at least two sides to almost everything, I would say. Of course, I'm wrong almost all the time. Let me try to draw a picture that I like. It's probably a fruitless endeavor, setting out before you even know what's going to happen to make something that you like. Maybe it's better just to make something and then decide later if you like it. Maybe it's better to make something and enjoy the process of making it, and then as an added bonus afterwards, if you like it, you can just enjoy that also. I'm really enjoying dragging the tip of this Sharpie across these Post-it notes right now. You might not enjoy it at all. You might enjoy totally different things. Right now, a little update. After doing this for a little while, I feel, well, maybe ideally I would like to feel like this. Totally level, right? Totally even, predictable, calm. This is ideal, right? But a because I'm not a perfect person, and I'm not completely, dialed in to how I want to be. I'm probably still a little bit like this, right? I started out like this, like 5 minutes ago, or however long this has been so far. I started out like this. I've had a good day. Nothing bad has happened today. I still started out like this just because I'm a human and we're weird people. We've got weird feelings, weird brains in our heads. And there's weird stuff bouncing around in there all the time. I like shapes like that. I like coloring things in with black. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Just give it a good scribble sometime. Sometimes we reserve ourselves too much. We hold back too much, right? Yeah. Yes. Do that. I think you should really do that. Don't take my... when I say I think you should do that, it's just because it worked for me. You do what you want to do, though. I mean, it feels good to get your heart beating a little bit sometimes, and that got my heart beating in a really good way just now doing that. Blobs. Big fan of blobs. A little bit sad about that. Sharpies are tough. I think I can get it off with dish detergent. Sharpies are tough. Dish detergent, tougher. Discovered by the world's leading scientists. 1964. I'm pretty good at making up unconvincing facts like that. Factoids. Right here we have a little triangle-based creature or shape. Maybe it could be a 2D sculpture. This is really 3D if you think about it. It has height, width, and a few molecules of depth as it seeps into the paper, right? Especially if I bend the paper, then look at that. Now it's a sculpture. Look at it go. I am a sculptor? Well, it won't stand up. Maybe it's just supposed to go like that. Hold on. There we go. Now I'm a sculptor. I'm a multidisciplinarian. I draw. I sculpt. Is that called sculpting? Keep your horizons open. I'm pretty sure you can do anything. It's not about setting your mind to it. It's about changing the definition. I don't really like it when things have definitions like that. Definitions are all about like shutting people off. If you ask some people, definitions would be about communicating effectively. But a lot of people use it, be like, no, that's not sculpting. Why does it matter? Just let me do my thing. It's sculpting. It's sculpting, okay? It really is. Okay? Very good. I'm glad we all agree on that. Drawing big eyes is good. People connect to faces, okay? Did you guys see the train going by? I'll draw a train for you while the train goes by. The little train that could. Choo choo. Chugga, 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 chugga. And here's the conductor. sitting right here. Try drawing without picking your pen up from the paper too much. Just let it whirl around on there. And here's the whistle. Choo, 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 choo. Bloop, 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 bloop. Bloop, 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 bloop. And here are the train tracks. You ever put a penny on a train track, try to derail it? If you're ever wondering how to start a drawing, this is how you start it. Go like this. And then you started. And then you can just build from there. Before you know it. But before you know it, you've started a whole drawing from one little scribble. That is, if you draw things like me, or if you're drawing your feelings. If, for example, though, on the other hand, you want to draw something realistic and recognizable, for example, your pet dog, you probably want to start with something like this. Okay? And then, there you go. It's your pet dog, and he's so adorable. And there's his tail, right? And there's his little paws. I love him. I've never even met your dog, and I love him. And do dogs have whiskers? I've never met a dog. I feel like I love your dog. As long as I don't have to meet him, because he looks terrifying. I'm going to draw one of my favorite shapes next. Messed up the corner. That's fine. We'll round it out. This corner's a little weird. And this corner's a little weird too. We'll add a box down here. That's fine. All right. This Post-it note is for your favorite shape. Your favorite shape can be a line. It can be also a triangle. I won't hog that one. It could be a square. It can be whatever this is. It could be, actually those might be the only 4 options. So choose one of these. 1, 2, 3, or 4. If you can think of any other shapes at all, please be sure to let me know and I will add them. It can be number 5. But I've done a lot of really extensive research and I have not been able to come up with a fifth shape. I like drawing blobby faces. Here's his other ear kind of stuck back here. This is his hair up here. Here are his eyes. And here are his noses. He looks like a nice person. Here's the rest of his body. He's a whole person, and we love him. Breathe some more. Breathe and draw without thinking. This is my favorite way to draw without thinking. Just follow. You're following the pen around on the paper as much as anything. I was thinking a little bit too much right there. You're going to have to look. I'm looking at myself in the camera right now. It's a little bit weird, actually. This isn't normal. Pretty cool. I like that. This looks like some little, maybe wad of trash or gum you could find on the sidewalk. A very cool thing to look at for inspiration. You can even try using the other end of your pen to draw with. And I think you'll find it doesn't work very well. So you might go back to using the end that works better. Sometimes it's satisfying to be a little more careful, like this. And I mean, it's fine to also plan ahead and say, I'm going to draw a bunch of parallel lines right here. Sometimes I forget to breathe, though, while I do careful things like this. And it's okay if you mess up, right? It's okay if you mess up and these touch, okay? There's two options here, right? You can either go on and act like that didn't happen, or you can kind of act like it did happen and act like it was on purpose, and it still looks kind of cool, I think. It kind of looks intentional. It might actually take a little bit of skill and practice to learn to go with the flow of mistakes like that when you're so used to beating yourself up over it. Don't beat yourself up over it. It's okay. This goes for a lot of things in life. Mm-hmm. Do you like the sound or not? Some people like the sound of Sharpie on paper. Some people don't. I don't mind it in person. All right, so here's the inner circle, right? Here's the outer circle. And here are the most outer circles. And these signify absolutely nothing at all. It's just a drawing. And that's great. Sometimes I like adding meaning where there is none, and sometimes I don't. It's really fun either way. Because obviously, if you did the same thing, right? You say, if you draw something like this, perhaps, oh, now, I didn't mean, I feel like I'm drawing some weird religious symbology here. Anyways, look, I didn't mean to. You can accidentally draw things you don't mean to all the time, and the more you try to add to it and turn it away from something that you didn't mean to draw, sometimes you find you keep embracing it unintentionally. And that's okay too. Anyway, see, look, here's the inner triangle, which obviously represents your deepest, most inner self, which no one knows, not even yourself, okay? Out here, this clear triangle represents your inner self, which you think is your inner self. You think this one is this one, but it's not. It's this one. This is the one you're like, oh, this is me. This is the one no one knows but me. That's true. No one knows this one either except you. No one knows this one, not even you. No one knows what this little dot is, not even me. And out here, we have this part of you, this is also your inner self, but this is the little spiky bit which you share with other people. And this is your social circle. Also extends, and then this is everyone else. Or something like that. I don't know, made it all up. Weird Star David looking thing, who knows? Let's just draw some more curves, kind of curving around each other. I like curves, they make me happy. Yeah, that made me happy to do that. I'm pretty content. It's good stuff. It's okay to turn this like this sometimes, if you want to. Excellent. Imagine this is your head. It's very small and flat. Once again, if I drew any two things you draw like this, people will think it's eyes. For example, maybe you drew something like this. Then people might think it's trees or two fists poking up over a wall. As you keep adding, people will keep thinking it's other things. I don't know what I'm doing here. You might think it's something else now. Now it looks like some sort of weird bear trap that's closed in on someone. Or closed in on nothing, maybe. I want to make it clear that I have almost no objective in this video, except for you to sit here and watch it and maybe calm down a little bit. I hope you're doing okay. I'm sorry for my outbursts earlier. I want to apologize for those. But I want you to know that they were necessary. Quite necessary. And if you have outbursts, I think on a piece of paper with a pen in your hand is a fantastic way to do it. It's a great way. It's good for the pen. It's good for the paper. And it's good for you. That's who it's best for. Burst it onto the paper. Burst it. Actually, sometimes it's not so good for the pen. This is a brand new Sharpie and it's already dying because of the awful things I did to it. Thankfully, that's the life this pen chose. It knew what it was getting into. It really did. Everything I'm doing here, these little scribbles, these are for me. It's just for me. I don't have to please anyone else. I don't have to impress anyone. It's very liberating. And a lot of art should be like that. Maybe not if you're doing like a little commission right now, if you're getting paid. But I think it's really good to sit down. And if you like drawing, if you like doing art, remember that a lot of it can be just for you. It's not a selfish thing. It's just something you like doing. You don't watch Netflix or play video games for other people, right? Or anything else you like doing. You can draw just for you. You don't have to impress people with how you watch Netflix. I mean, maybe you like watching trendy shows so you can brag to your friends about how cool you are, but I don't know. It shouldn't be that way. I hope you guys know what I'm saying. Oh no, is this the last post-it note? I'm not good at ending. Here's a cool little crown. And here's you. Okay? And here's me. And I got my arm around you. All right? Everything's going to be okay. This is my curly hair. Everything's going to be fine. Thanks for watching. I drew this one sideways. It's a disaster. It's supposed to go like this. I think I'll be okay. We did good today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Goodbye.